What's going on, you guys? It's Flying93 here, and in today's video, I'm just gonna be talking a little bit about FAFNIR. He's the new god that got added into Smite, and I'm just gonna be telling you guys like if I like him or I don't know how good I think he is. So to begin, FAFNIR, he's not really a damage god. He's more of a tank god. So he doesn't really he can do quite a bit of damage with his first ability, which is the one where he throws his hammer. And if you hit the enemy with your hammer, it stuns them for a good second, which is really good for your teammates, because if you stun them for a second, they can go in, they can get a bunch of damage in. So usually in late game, if you can hit them with the hammer, you're going to be able to get a kill, because if your teammates are ready, your teammates will be able to go in and finish him off. Now his second ability is, what one is that? Trying to think. Okay, I know that the third ability is the one where he goes in, he leaps through the air. He has his third one is a leap, so he leaps through the air and he goes and he does damage, and he silences an enemy for like 2 seconds. So that one's pretty good too, because I usually leap, I silence him for 2 seconds, and then I throw my hammer and stun him, and then like that's a good combo right there. Now his passive is where he gets more defense based on the amount of gold he has on him. Now this can be a good thing, and this can also be a really bad thing. This can be a good thing late game when you don't have anything else to buy, so you're just stacking up gold. But in the beginning of the game, when you're buying its and you never have that much gold, it's kind of pointless because you're never gonna have more defense. It stacks up to 1,000 gold, so I mean, when do you ever hold 1,000 gold in early game unless you sit out by your towers long enough to help and try and kill people? But his super is this dragon on the screen. He turns into this, and all of his abilities actually become way better. So like they do a lot of damage, and they recharge faster. Now his when you spawn his super, it's like this big animation, and crap, what am I trying to say? Oh, it's this big huge animation, and it like acid will be around him, and then it'll just do damage over time, and it'll like tick enemies or whatever. And then his basic attack for the dragon, when you shoot it, it'll just do ticks on the enemy too. So when you're in his dragon, it's just a lot of ticks, like a lot of ticks happen to enemies, like damage ticks. Now I remember his second ability, they just showed it on screen. It's where you're able to, right here he's putting it on himself. If you put that on yourself, you can do more damage and you can heal yourself. So it is actually pretty good, because let's say you have a really high damage hero on your team. If you put that on him, it helps him with attack speed and a little bit of damage, and it also heals you. So it's actually pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave you guys watching the rest of this Smite video right here. So hope you guys enjoyed my my thought on FAFNIR, how good he is, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.
He remains in this form for a duration, or until he activates his ultimate a second time. As a dragon, his abilities all gain additional effects, as well as his basic attack, which is replaced by Dragon Breath, which deals damage rapidly in front of him, scaling with magical power. FAFNIR's first ability, Cursed Strength, will now deal damage over time and shred protections away from anyone afflicted by the area of effect curse, in addition to slowing. FAFNIR's second ability, Coerce, now can affect multiple allies in an area, encouraging more than one ally to deal more damage. FAFNIR's third ability, Underhanded Tactics, can now travel much further, and the damage changes to a damage over time. Additionally, FAFNIR stuns the closest enemy hit by this ability in addition to the disarm effect. As a character adept at setting up good fights for your team, look to engage on enemies with your 3 in dwarf form. This will disarm them and either force them to flee, or wait out the disarm while your carries can attack them. Once the disarm runs out, or if they cowardly flee, follow up with your 1, allowing you to stun them to increase the time they cannot fight back or catch up with them. Buff your allies with Coerce to enable them to deal a lot more damage, and then stun enemies so your allies can get full use of Coerce's benefit. A stunned enemy is a dead enemy. One important aspect of Fafnir's kit is that all of his abilities reset when he enters dragon form. This means that on fights you want to fully commit into, it is often best to quickly use all of your dwarven skills before transforming into a dragon to do it all over again. Additionally, try to use Fafnir's 1 last before turning into a dragon. The stun will keep enemies inside of Fafnir's ult transformation, hitting them with a powerful poison. Fafnir is a guardian who excels at helping his teammates safely engage on enemies and providing them with powerful buffs to better enable his allies to deal much more damage than they would otherwise. Through his ability to disarm, slow, and stun enemies, Fafnir works really well as a frontline tank you don't want to be near. And when he turns into a dragon, he can not only provide additional control, but becomes a powerful threat in his own right. Pair Fafnir with powerful carries such as Artemis, Freya, or Kali to make the most out of his powerful buff and his extra control. Pushing middle lane, Fafnir uses his third ability to jump onto the enemy team and Phoenix to try and disperse the team. Fafnir puts out enough damage with this ult on Neja, allowing his teammate to get the kill. Realizing his allies in the back line need his help, Fafnir immediately gets back to protecting his team by using his third ability to leap and stun Chalk while saving Anhur. Fafnir then uses his second ability to buff himself and allies nearby and uses his Dragon Breath to focus Kukulkan and then Emir. He then uses his first ability on Jingwei. Finally, Fafnir uses his second ability to buff his whole team, allowing them to take the Phoenix quickly. Starting off, Fafnir will want to start with Cursed Strength. This ability not only provides strong, early clear and poke, but having a stun early is a powerful tool. Next, gain a point in your underhanded tactics for the increased mobility and control. Afterwards, put a point into Coerce for some additional sustain in lane. Follow this by another point into Cursed Strength. From there, your priority will be Draconic Corruption, followed by Cursed Strength into Coerce, and finally, underhanded tactics. This build path will give you the best balance between power, sustain, and mobility. If you are feeling confident and a little greedy, maxing underhanded tactics before Coerce can increase your own damage output at the cost of your teammates' power. Fafnir is a frontline tank who will need a lot of protections to survive and remain effective during the match. Start the game off with Watcher's Gift, along with potions and wards. Watcher's Gift will provide additional gold income, which will not only help you buy items quicker, but leave you with more gold for your passive. Next, Shoes of Focus will give you some increased cooldown reduction and mana, helping you cast more abilities and have your dragon form more often. Next, rush tank items like Sovereignty, Void Stone, Winged Blade, and Mantle of Discord. Sovereignty will allow you to tank more physical damage while helping allies. Void Stone will give you magical protection and help you be more of a threat. Winged Blade will help you survive more attacks and help you keep up with enemies. And Mantle of Discord can be a large threat to enemies who try to focus you down. From there, sell Watcher's Gift and look to build a tank item that best fits your situation. If magical damage dealers are hurting you too much, Bulwark of Hope could be a great buy. But if physical damage dealers are your issue, Breastplate of Valor will help you there, while also increasing the amount of abilities you can cast. Thanks for watching the Smite God reveal for Fafnir, Lord of Glittering Gold.